Are you entertained? Are you? Got to be.
In a world where content creators had no clue what
Without
to
a
do,
brand, people aren't going to necessarily remember you. Having a
one
brand,
man, one handsome man, rose up to answer the call
now we're gonna chill.
and rescue them from
I want to make sure that you get
the
the
brink
best
of
set
extinction.
of gear for you.
And that man's name?
Welcome to the stream, everybody. I am your stream guide, Moorpheen. Moorpheen. I am a fucking monster. I'm just being honest, and I'm saying that not to scare anybody, but just telling you how it is. Are you not paying attention? Reaching rear ender. Hell yeah.
Moorpheen Gaming. Games, gear, streams.
That round was brought to you by fucking Moorpheen. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I am your stream guide, Moorpheen, and this is our first actual live on only YouTube stream. So that's kind of exciting. And really I wanted to do with this because while I have multi-stream before, I've never actually gone through and scheduled the stream in YouTube and created a thumbnail for it and done all the setup. Kind of just threw it in Streamlabs and knowing I'm going on Twitch and just sort of kicked it over to YouTube as well. But so this is a little bit different for me. So I'm actually in the interface and I'm gonna see how it is controlling this versus it is controlling a stream on YouTube, Twitch. So we'll see. So if you keep seeing me glancing over here, it's because I have my laptop open over here so I can kind of monitor the stream. And maybe just to give you a little hint on what I got going on, let me see if I can kick this over here. And there we go. That's better. So this is what I got going on today. I got one monitor over here with some of the notes that I took for the stream and chat, because I can't chat directly through. Hey, what's up, Codewolf? I can't chat directly through Streamlabs like I can for Twitch. I'm not sure why. It must have something to do with like policies with YouTube. So I have to have a separate browser window open for just chat. And then obviously I have Streamlabs over here where I'm monitoring exactly what you guys are seeing, and I have two windows because I'm prepping what's going to go live next, all that sort of stuff. And then like I said, over here I have my laptop so I can actually monitor the stream in real time. So there we go. So there's the setup I got going. And if you're watching me on YouTube for the first time, if you've never seen me in Twitch, then let me give you a little bit of rundown on what you're looking at on the screen. And all right, let me give you a little rundown of what you're seeing on the screen. Whoa, I gotta turn that. I gotta mute that. There we go. All right, so let me mute that. So what you see on the screen here is my typical layout for Twitch. In fact, you actually see the Twitch logo in the bottom right-hand corner, which probably is something I should have changed, but I did not. So it is what it is. All right, so this is my normal layout with one additional piece that I added for this stream specifically. On the very right-hand side, you have sort of a rundown of what I'm going to be talking about in the A to Z guide. So, and the reason I did that is because it has multiple sections. Now, I usually don't do something quite this large for Twitch because I try to keep those streams to a short period of time. And while it's not like I'm going to be talking for 4 hours tonight, but I just wanted to give everybody an idea of what we're going to be talking about, and I'll get some feedback when this is all done to see if it is something that makes sense to do or not. And one other thing is CodeWolf0, who runs Pancakes and Beer Gaming Discord. He is on, and he's going to be checking out, I think, things from the moderator's point of view. I set him up. I don't know, CodeWolf, if you're able to see any kind of different interface for yourself when you logged in. I don't know. You tell me. All right. So, let us get started. So, like it says, we're going to be doing a stream guide A to Z tonight, and I'm going to be running quickly through each of these 5 topics, and just giving you some advice. If you want more information about any of this stuff, you can just check out the channel, check out the YouTube channel, and all of this stuff is going to be in there. You can look in the stream guide playlist or the Hard Truth playlist, and all of the things I'm going to be talking about in some form are going to be contained in videos in there. And we do have videos queued up to be released from now until the end of time, basically. So if you don't see what if you don't hear what you don't hear what you want tonight, and you don't see it in my videos, trust me, it is coming out. Everything is coming out. So, all right. So let me get into this. Let's get started. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start by giving you the first rule that I need everyone to understand if you're looking to monetize this content. If you want to get into streaming simply because you find it fun or you want to be able to play on Twitch with your friends, then you're still going to benefit from a lot of the things I'm talking about, but you can feel free to ignore the monetization section. However, you might find that just playing with your friends with no intention to make money, you might end up making money at some point. So keep it in the back of your mind. So that first rule that I want to tell everybody is, if you want a business, don't run it like a hobby. Okay? And that sounds simple, but it's absolutely true. There are things that you have to do to be successful in any kind of venture that's going to make you money that you don't have to worry about if you're not concerned with that. And that's all the things we're going to get through. But I need everyone to remember that if you want a business, don't run it like a hobby. Okay? So once you got that down, what we want to go into next is motivation. Why do you want to get into this? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? So think about what you want to play, because this is a session specifically for people that want to stream video games on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook. Not necessarily talking about creating content for purpose of standalone videos or anything like that. We're aiming this at people that are streaming games on those platforms. So think about what your goals are. Do you want to be the best player at a specific game, or do you want to try out a variety of games, or what type of game do you want to play? All of those things are important. And it's not as simple as saying, it shouldn't be for you, as simple as saying, hey, I love playing Call of Duty. That's what I'm going to do. We're done. Think about it from that monetization standpoint. You can absolutely get to the goals that you have set out for yourself, even if you're playing only one game and only the game that you really love and you're really good at. But it's just going to take longer. If you want to sort of fast track your the journey to making money, then you need to spend a little bit more time and try to do some research into what people actually want to see, what games they want to play, and things like that. So keep that in mind too when you're setting your goals. So that goes right into the next topic, which is making a plan. So you have to decide, where do you want to stream? Do you want to stream only on YouTube, only on Twitch, only on Facebook, some kind of combination of them, which is called multi-streaming. And I'm not multi-streaming right now because I want to do a YouTube only content, but you have to think about that. The platform is very important of what you're going to be streaming on because they have different rules. It's a different user base, different audience. Some games are more popular on one platform versus the other, so think about that too when you're doing your homework into it. That's making your plan. One of the other pieces you need to do when you're getting started is think about branding and keep in the back of your mind marketing. So if you want people to remember who you are, if you actually want to be streaming to a number of people, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are starting to establish yourself, whether that's some combination of a name, a logo, a tagline, a look to your stream, a look to your games, the what you do, the what you say, things like that. Then those all go into your brand, and your brand is important, especially if you are intending on trying to get some kind of sponsorships or something down the road. One thing you need to keep in mind is that your brand is you. Okay? Your brand is you. So if you go onto social media and you are just talking some nonsense underneath the tag that you use as your on the content that you're playing on, then understand that all of those things that you do and you say are going to get associated most likely forever with your brand. And that may not help you get to the goals that you're trying to get to. So keep that in mind. There was something some more drama on Twitch the other day where and of course the name just escaped me, but he said some crazy stuff, some crazy racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic stuff on Discord, his Discord server, probably a couple of years ago, and somebody at the time screenshot it, and it just got out, it just got released, and he decided that he's going to end his Twitch career because, in his own words, he doesn't know how he comes back from that because he said some pretty crazy stuff. In fact, Mizkif from OTK group on Twitch kicked him out of their house. So, yeah, you really need to be careful about what you're saying. Nothing in this day and age that dies or disappears forever. You see people all the time. They put something on Twitter, they realize they've messed up, so then they go ahead and delete it. Well, by the time after they posted it, people went and screenshot it. And so that happens all the time. So you need to be really careful about that kind of thing and always be thinking about how you look to the outside world when you're doing it. So, and then marketing. So marketing goes hand in hand with branding. So you can have a brand, you know what game you're going to play, you establish your brand, you know what your goals are. So you go out there and you live stream your gameplay. Good, right? No, not necessarily. Not unless you actually market yourself, promote yourself, find some way to let people know that you're out there. Because if you you don't market yourself, then nobody knows you exist, and then they're not going to come and watch you play. They're not going to come and watch you play. Discoverability, if you're working on Twitch, is terrible. Discoverability on Twitch is terrible. It's a little bit better on YouTube because their search algorithms and things like that are better, but there are still a lot of people playing on YouTube as well. So you need to make sure that you're putting yourself out there. Go on Reddit, get in Discord communities, plural, and start talking, going on other people's streams and talk in their chat and get to know them. Maybe find some less populated streams and start talking to them too. Um, so all right, so I'm looking at chat now. Maybe not be a bad person. You need to, yeah, right. So just don't be a. Yeah, I'm gonna not swear tonight. Code. I'm gonna try very hard not to swear tonight. Don't be a bad person. Don't be an idiot, and then maybe you don't have a lot to worry about. You know, if you want to try to do crazy things, and I'm not telling you you should, you know, at least don't do it under the login of your branded name on social media. Remember to turn your camera back on when it times out. So yeah, what code said. All right, so we talked about motivation. We talked about your making a plan. We talked about branding. We talked about marketing a little bit. So the next thing we want to do is get you geared. Now, I put this second. Originally, I had this last because this is the thing that a lot of people focus on first, and you shouldn't necessarily focus on it first, depending on what you want to do. Now, in all honesty, getting gear was probably the first thing I did over a lot of these other things. After I figured out pretty much what I wanted to do, I then went and bought gear. But for me, it was important because of the type of content that I'm delivering. You know, I do not exclusively stream games. This kind of content, educating small, medium-sized streamers, people with thinking and getting into this, that is what I do. And in order to do that, I needed gear. But if you aren't doing that kind of content, then you need to realize that you don't need to get the best gear all the time. Think about it. You're seeing my webcam in full screen right now, right? And you see my mic sitting here simply not because I'm trying to show it, but simply because I need it to be close to my face without being right in front of the camera. But, you know, you can see it. So I have to have I have to have a really good cam. I have to have good audio. I have to have good lighting. If you are playing a game, if you're streaming Fortnite, most likely your cam is going to be a little box in the corner, and that's it, right? So if you have a lower quality cam, even if you're on a laptop using the laptop's built-in camera, it's not going to be as noticeable if the quality isn't perfect, because literally because of the scale of that cam. So that will probably work out for you. Pretty much any cam, I would say any Logitech cam specifically, not that I'm sponsored by them, but just their quality and their longevity of how well they do is well known, is important. So I would go with a Logitech cam if you don't have a webcam now that you can use. And when you're getting a cam, you also need to worry about lighting a little bit usually. Now, again, if you are playing and you're only going to be having a face cam that is up in the corner or something like that, you know, lighting isn't necessarily the biggest deal, but it still could be something that you want to consider. You know, some people prefer having really dark backgrounds, so then, you know, lighting isn't a big deal for them. But if you want to be able to have your face more visible, then you're going to need good lighting, because if you don't have good lighting, the shadows just kind of make things look kind of crazy. So think about that too. The next piece of gear that you need to worry about is audio. So, and by that, I typically just mean your microphone. If you're playing on Xbox or PlayStation or PC gaming, you already have a headset, and most likely your headset has a mic on it. And for a lot of circumstances, that is going to be okay. That is going to do just fine for you when you're starting out. You don't need to worry about investing in much more. But if you don't have a microphone on your headset, and you just have like a laptop or something like that, or you want to maybe use your webcam's microphone, I would suggest maybe getting a USB mic because the audio on webcams is not usually that great, especially depending on how far away you are from it. So uh, I would recommend at least getting a headset with a mic on it if you don't have one already. You can step up to something else down the road. When we get to the getting paid part in a bit, I'll explain there. When it's time to actually do something. So beyond that, for gear, that's really the basic gear you need. You need a webcam, some form of lighting if you care about not having a dark background, and you need some way to talk. Now, and that's always also assuming that everybody has, you have a PC, obviously, or a Mac or whatever. And if you're console gaming, you have an Xbox, you have a PlayStation or whatever. And so you're pretty good there. If you're doing PC gaming, one thing you might want to look into, if your budget allows it, is to get a dual PC setup, because the resources that are needed to run a PC game at the best quality graphics really eat away at your system, and your streaming software is going to use some resources too. So it could make your stream kind of choppy, or you might not be able to push the stream up at the resolution that you want to. Like if I'm doing 1080p 60, and I'm a single PC and I'm playing a PC game, that might be kind of tough. So I might need to dial back either my upload resolution, or I might need to dial back the graphics on the game that I'm playing, just to make sure that my stream doesn't look laggy and that it is going up at my preferred, resolution. If you're a single PC gamer and you want to do 4K, you're not doing 4K. You're not. Also, and now this isn't necessary. A lot of people might consider this gear, but internet. Your internet speed is important, and I don't mean your download. I mean your upload speed. So what you need is you need to make sure that you're at a minimum of 4 megs up, at a very minimum. If you plan on streaming 1080p 60 or higher, even 4 megs is not really gonna do it. You need to go a little above that, and I can tell you that from personal experience because when I started doing this, I had 3.5 to 4 up, depending on, I don't know, the tides, but it was not enough for me to send 1080p 60. It was very, very laggy. I mean, Code Wolf can probably attest to the fact that my stream would start off stuttery, and then the lag ended up being like 10, 15 plus minutes because it was just buffering and buffering and buffering. And sometimes I didn't have a browser open where I'm looking at it, and I wouldn't even realize how bad it was until I went and watched the VOD and were like, well, this is unwatchable. I need to delete this. So watch your internet speed too. Every other piece of gear, and there's a lot of gear that you can get, is not critical for you to start. It's not critical for you to start. Okay? But if you want to know more about that, check some of the videos on my YouTube channel, and I have probably a couple of videos where I'm talking about gear, and I believe there's another quick one coming out in a week or so. So there is about gear. And now I'm going to move down to making content. Now, I know a few minutes ago I said, you're not content creators, you're playing a game, but I still wanted to touch on making content anyway. Not for the terms of what you might be thinking of your game, because your game play is your content. The only thing you might want to do is if you plan on doing like a tournament, or if you plan on doing something with friends, or if you plan on playing a specific mode of a game or something like that, that requires a little bit of planning, plan it. Contact the people you're supposed to play with. Make sure they're going to be on at the right time. Make sure that, your controller is charged. Make sure that all this stuff is working, but plan that out if it's something that you want to set up. If it's something where you just can't sit down and play. And the other piece about content that I want to mention is one thing that people love doing is making clips of them being awesome in their games. So that is content that you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with it. Do you know how to edit a video? Do you have the right software to be able to edit videos? If not, there's some great free ones out there. DaVinci Resolve, which might be a little bit more than people need, is absolutely free and is a fantastic piece of software that you can get. And when I say free, I mean free. There's no charge or anything to it at all. Um, so when you're playing, you want to make sure that if you want to create clips of them, you can do it a couple ways. You can have someone watching your stream and then clip it. If you're playing on YouTube, I don't know if you can do that yet. I know they did just announce that feature and they're rolling it out in a beta. But I don't believe it's out there full yet. So you're going to have to do it another way if you're doing it on YouTube. If you're doing it on Twitch, yeah, you can already clip it. But YouTube, you're gonna have to wait till you're done, and then you're gonna have to grab that VOD. Or if you're playing on Xbox, you can do screen captures and video captures on Xbox and PlayStation as well, and you could go to their respective services and download that. Or if you're streaming this, if you're on a console and you're streaming to your PC via a capture card, most likely the capture card has some sort of recording capability. Or another option is if you're using Streamlabs or OBS or whatever you're using, it might have a way to record the capture too. So you have numerous ways that you can actually capture your gameplay, but you need to understand how to cut down and edit a video. So keep that in mind. All right, so now we're going to get down to the part that I'm sure everybody has been waiting to talk about, getting paid. How do you get paid? So, you get paid through a couple different ways, and this doesn't really matter on the three platforms that I'm focusing on: YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So the three main ways that you get paid are ad revenue, which is the first one. You have subscriptions to your channel, number two. And the third way is donations. Donations take a different form in the different platforms. In Twitch, they're bits, right? A bit is a Twitch only currency. Somebody goes on and they purchase, an amount of these bits for however much, and then they can give them to the person who's streaming at, one or more bits for each donation. And a bit on Twitch is worth a penny. Now on YouTube, you can also purchase, currency, and you can donate to the person the same way. And similar thing on Facebook. So those are the three ways that you make it. Now, how you get the ability to collect money is different on all the platforms. There is a barrier of entry to be able to monetize your play, your streams on those platforms, and it is different across them all. There's a level of difficulty with each of them. I will say the one platform that you by far the quickest to be eligible to make money is on Twitch. Twitch has two levels of payouts. They are two levels of monetization. They have an affiliate, which is the first level, and they have partner, which is the second level. For the affiliate level, you only need to get 50 followers, and you need, over a course of 8 hours, you need to get 3 average viewers watching you play. So it's 8 hours over 7 days. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do an hour a day or whatever. You could do 8 hours on one day and then, 5 minutes on 6, 7 other days if you wanted to, however it works for you. But you have to get an average of 3 viewers. And that's to make affiliate. And once you make affiliate on Twitch, once you hit those requirements, your affiliate status comes automatically, and you almost immediately, or at least within 12 hours, once they push everything through the system, you have the ability to start collecting money, and ads will start to be shown on your channel once that happens. The second level on Twitch is called partner, and to get to partner, it's a significant leap up from the requirements to become an affiliate on Twitch. And what you need for that is, instead of 50 followers, now you need 1,000 followers. And instead of an average of 3 people per hour over 8 hours, you need an average of 75 people per stream over, I think it's 25 hours during the course of a 30-day window. So it's a pretty big leap up, and that's why of the millions and millions of people on Twitch who stream, there's only, I believe, a few 100,000 that are affiliates, and there's only, what is it? Like, it's less than 20,000, I think, partners on Twitch, something like that. I can't recall offhand. I probably have it written down somewhere in this notebook, but I'm not going to dig through that. So yeah, getting partner is difficult on Twitch, and for anyone thinking that they need to get there, Um, you don't necessarily, because the ways that you can earn money on partner versus affiliate are the same. The percent of payouts for ad revenue, the your cut of the subscription fee, your cut of the bits is also identical between partner and affiliate. One of the benefits of being partner, though, is when you become bigger, Twitch may actually change that ratio of the payout so you get a little bit more. Plus, you'll have that little check mark, which immediately gives you a little bit more credibility and draws people to your stream. And I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Code, but I believe that you place better in the on the pages in the category that you're in. I think that's true. So yeah, that's about Twitch. On YouTube, there's one level. It's just YouTube Partner, and it is the same for everybody, no matter what you're creating, whether you're a game streamer or whether you're a video producer. And that is, you need to get 1,000 followers, similar to what it is on Twitch. But you also need to get 4,000 hours of your work watched in the course of a 1 year window. Um, and it's 4,000 hours is a lot, right? 4,000 hours is an awful lot when you're starting out, and it usually can take people a couple years. And people definitely can get there faster, but it usually takes people a couple years. Like if you think about like Mr. Beast, which if you're on YouTube watching this, well, obviously you're on YouTube watching this, you understand that like his first year, he produced, I believe it was like 100 or 200 videos, and he had like 800 followers his first year. And then he had one viral video, and it blew up for him, and he hasn't looked back since. So, but then you have other people who you see, you can, if you go to their channel, you see that, they released a video, 5 years ago, and it has, 10,000 views, and they only have, 2,000 followers. So that means that, they tried, and maybe they didn't market enough. Maybe they didn't promote themselves enough. Maybe they didn't do a few things that they should have done to be able to get themselves in that position to be able to monetize their content. But whatever it was, they didn't make it. They definitely did not make it yet. Yeah, but like I said in the beginning, you can absolutely make it. You just have to keep working at it, and you have to be smart about it too. You can't, like I said, you can't just get into this and think that you're going to make it immediately and then it's going to happen for you. You have to work at it. It takes effort. On Facebook, what you have to do to be able to, sorry, let me finish up YouTube. So 4,000 hours watched in the course of a year and 1,000 followers is what you need to get to a partner level. Once you get to partner level, it is not automatic like affiliate is with Twitch. Like partner with Twitch, which I probably didn't mention, it gets reviewed manually, and it can take up to 30 days. It is the same thing in YouTube. It's reviewed manually, and it can take up to 30 days. And what they're looking for on YouTube, they're looking to see that the kind of content that you produce is something that they want in their partner program. They're looking to see that what your style is. They're looking to see that you post consistently. They're looking to, hey, what's up, King Dugga? They're looking to verify that you have marketable content, because, and think about what they're doing. They're not necessarily looking to see that you've complied with all the terms of service, although they are looking to see that you comply with the terms of service. And this advice can go with YouTube or Twitch, but because you're now going to be a partner and you're going to be elevated in terms of how they're marketing you, they're going to be maybe exposing you to, now they're going to be exposing you to more advertisers. And they have to know what demographic or what kind of advertisers that they have in their pipeline are going to work with you. And if you have content that is just that they can't market to anybody, they might not accept you into the partner program. So just be cognizant of that fact too. And on Facebook, they're a little bit more tight-lipped about how monetization works, but I can tell you that you have to have, I believe it's 30,000 views over a 2 or 3 month period, over 90-day period, I think, on Facebook, in order to be able to be eligible to monetize Facebook. Again, you can get donations on Facebook, and you can also get advertising revenue from Facebook, and Facebook pays out, I believe, 55% of their advertising revenue goes to the creator or the streamer. So that works out really good. And the last part that I wanted to go over is something that I actually had a pretty extensive stream about last night, on over on Twitch, and that's about mental health and burnout. So burnout is a real thing. So as you're getting into this and you want to try to get to a point where you're making money and you want to be big, don't let yourself get burnt out. I mentioned a minute ago, I was giving the story of people that, you see they uploaded a decent looking video 5 years ago, but clearly they haven't grown since then. It's quite possible that they just burn out, and you can burn yourself out through stress. You can burn yourself out through, worrying too much about money. Why do I not have enough followers? Why aren't people viewing my stream? But you can also get burnt out creatively, and this is maybe especially if you're creating videos, creating content like that, having to come up with a brand new idea 2 or 3 days a week for a video that you can produce is difficult. It is difficult to constantly come up with ideas on what to put out there. So, and even if you're a game streamer, which this is geared towards tonight, you want to keep your stream kind of engaging. So you want to try to change things up. Maybe you want to have giveaways. Maybe you want to have like Twitch has widgets that you can add to your channel to get people engaged in your content. You want to change that up a little bit. So you want to do different things. Like, a lot of people do like subathons on Twitch because it gets people in there and they kind of gamify that piece of it. So that works out well for them. So just don't let yourself get burnt out. Pay attention to, when you feel like you're struggling a little bit mentally, and maybe give yourself a couple days break, a week break, whatever you need, but just take that break, recharge, and then come back and then kill it. So that was a relatively quick run through, about 30-minute run through of an A to Z guide in streaming. If you want to see more of it, you can definitely go down and watch any of my videos on YouTube, specifically in the Stream Guide playlist or the Hard Truth playlist. And there I produce videos twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And right now we have enough videos queued up to last through almost into May. So we got plenty of content coming. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything like that, but we can definitely get into that. I actually have a question for Code Wolf. I see there's a little gear or like a wrench next to your name in the chat that I'm looking at. I guess it's telling me that you're a mod. Like, how is the mod functionality in this compared to Twitch? Maybe Code Wolf is dead. That would be. Yeah, that's actually the one thing that's kind of missed that I don't like about any of the streaming platforms. And I get it to an extent, but that's like the way chat works. It's when you have a ton of people in chat, it's very difficult to keep up with it because you're reading it all. You're playing especially if you're playing a game. I mean, Kig Duggo, I was just watching your stream. You're playing Call of Duty, and I'm watching, but I'm putting stuff in chat, and then for you to read it, you have to stop paying attention to what you're doing in the game and read chat, or wait till, I don't know, you die or there's like a cut scene or whatever, and then you can read it. But like, it's difficult, so it's hard to keep up with it. But I also understand that like the only other option is to have some kind of voice chat. Now, you're not gonna have voice chat if you have a stream full of like, even if you had 20 people in your stream, you can't have 20 people verbally saying things. So I don't know what if there's another way they can do this, but it would seem to me to be a lot easier to have voice. Now, I know in the past that I've used Discord, and maybe that's a good alternative, but if you don't have a Discord community, or if you're not part of a Discord community and the people that you're playing with aren't part of that community, then that's not going to work for you either. But, I really feel like I should do more voice. In fact, Code, I think that we had made what did we say? A couple weeks ago, we were going to try to, when I was modding for you or you're modding for me, we were going to hop into Discord so that you could just tell me something case like, hey, your video's out and you didn't notice it, you know, something like that. We should probably make that a thing we do. Um, at least for your mods. I think that makes sense. So, so you're saying it looks like the normal view, but you have some options to mod chat. So can you like you can delete messages, I imagine, and kick people or whatever. And then there's the lag. There's I don't know what the lag is. I'm trying to figure that out timing wise. But yeah, I'm trying to figure that out timing wise, but like I'm asking code a question and then I don't know if it's 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds later that he actually hears it and then he's got to make a response and get it back. So, I guess I asked something just keep going. That's why we got to get the Discord thing going. Yeah. Um then it's real time. So yeah, so I really wasn't intending on making this a super long stream tonight. I really, like I said, this is my first YouTube only live stream, and I really just wanted to test it out using the actual interface. So okay, that's cool. So yeah, so this is just a test, and for anybody that is watching this afterwards on the VOD, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section of this video, which is really cool that you can do that because you can't do that on Twitch. You know, you have your VOD, but nobody can respond to you. So, but you can for these. So, please, you know, leave comments if you have questions. Check out my videos on YouTube under the stream guide or Hard Truth playlists. You'll probably find a lot of good content in there, and we have a lot of content coming out. If there's something you'd like to see me talk about, a piece of gear you'd like me to review, just let me know in the comment or in chat, and I will see what I can do. If it's a piece of gear I don't own, feel free to buy it and send it to me. So, there we go. All right. So I appreciate everyone coming by, and I'm gonna kick the stream, and I will see everybody next time. And as always, stay safe, and I will see you next time.